Welcome to this edition of Growth Platter. Today we are sitting inside one of the iconic brands for Italian dishes in Bangalore, Pasta Street. And I have with me Manish Kumar, who has lifted the brand, launched the brand and grew the brand to this big iconic brand that it is today. Welcome Manish, thanks for being with us today. It's been now 12-13 years since inception. It'll be good to see how it all began.
We started, the idea came back in 2011 from the Italian founder whose name is Massimiliano Gini, who used to travel India very frequently. And back then somehow he kind of discovered that there's a need of a very good Italian standalone formats. So initially we were looking at a format where we say, okay, let's start something which is primarily a concept for giving away a variety of pastas. So if you go back in play, you find a lot just give you a fresh pasta and different kind of sauces. They mix in front of you and they serve it to you. So that is actually was a format which Pasta Street was at the beginning.
And the first store was in Cunningham's.
Yes. So when we started 2011, obviously because it was a complete new venture for all of us, nobody had any idea to start something on Italian. So then we appointed an Italian chef who came all the way from Italy to understand the taste bud, because that was very, very critical at that stage to crack, the Indian palate. So
Did you test it with some audience before you launched?
yes. So first, initially, internally, we did by ourselves, and when we got a little bit of confidence, we said, okay, let's start giving it to public, and that's when we decided that we will start doing these trials with the EGL people. The employee who's working in Embassy Overflow in Bangalore. So we used to stand where in your ring road during lunch hours, and we kind of used to invite them, bring those people from the road to the central kitchen, and we used to offer them these tastings. But initially what happened, because as we always say, so when you start giving things for free, the feedback was not something which were coming very genuine. One fine day we were sitting and talking together. How come it is? How can it be possible that we haven't got not even one single negative feedback? Then we said, no, I think probably because we are kind of offering it as a complimentary. Let's put some price to the product. So that's when the real story began. We printed a very small menu. We kind of given a prices without doing any profit calculation. We had to obviously, it was not a dine-in setup, so we had to send this food to the customers. We bought 2-3 bicycles. We had 2-3 staffs hired, and we kind of spread the news that we have opened and this is what we do. And finally we started getting the calls for orders, and that's when we got the real feedback. So initially when we designed the entire menu, it was towards more of a, we thought probably Indians will like Indian flavors. So we given the name also for this dishes like tikka pasta or makhani. So on those lines. So when we started charging to the customers, initially out of curiosity people have ordered, but then when we called them back for the feedback, and that's when we got to know that no, it is a complete disaster. This is not going to work. People really literally told us that if you want to be Italian, you have to give an Italian stuff, not kind of giving all this local
Fusion.
By then we reached to this particular point, we already had started Cunningham Road. We got to know this feedback. It came to us as a shock that what now we are going to do. So immediately we took up everyone went on action and we say, okay, let's redefine the entire menu. One hand, the Cunningham Road interior was on, and on the other hand, we were still struggling to get the right menu and the right price. Luckily, by the time we were ready with outlet opening, we had a small but impactful menu.
Very nice journey of making those changes while the store is also, it must have been really tough time.
It was.
And you've been with Pasta Street for a very, very long time now, and now that stores are increasing. How has your journey been since you started with Pasta Street?
I come from a retail fashion background. I mean, the toughest part when we started Cunningham, that was the toughest thing for me to understand the business in depth. The floor was my office. I used to sit in different tables and I was pretending to like that I'm working on the system, but no, I was not working on the system. I was listening what customer is talking about, what my team is speaking to them, what is the kind of feedback customers are giving.
And when did you start going beyond pastas in the office?
So, as I said, when we started in Cunningham Road, we started with pastas. While sitting in the outlet, I used to listen to the customers. So the customer is the one who has actually given us all these ideas to, if you want to, you are claiming to be an Italian place, you must have, very nice Italian pizzas. Why don't you have the pizzas? So we bought a very small deck oven, which was a tabletop, which can only accommodate 2 pizzas at a time. So we started with that. I mean, over the period of time, it became a second most, demanded product. But that's how it's kept on growing. Cunningham Road, the way we started, we kept on, even internally also, structure-wise, we had to do so many changes because the bar was not a part of operation. So we had to incorporate the bar. We had to incorporate this, the pizza one. So all that changes happened over the 2 to 3 years from the time we started.
And when you started growing into store number 2, store number 3, there was a home delivery element that you might be, there's a marketing element. How was that journey when we started expanding and the concept was set and you got some name in the market?
So I think initially what happened, I mean, back then there was no, this, like Swiggy was not there back then. So we have our own delivery fleets, but it was not that easy to manage, especially during rush hours. So initially, obviously, it was very much of a challenge. But I think as soon as Swiggy came, started this delivery situations, it kind of helped the brand like us to reach to a wider, catchments, which was not easy back then. You can only probably target only 3 kilometers because of the the limited fleets. We started obviously catching large number of audience and for a wider reach. So,
and I know that you've been with Swiggy for long. There is also delivery, but there might be some other benefits also outside delivery you might have. I'm just trying to understand how your association with Swiggy has evolved.
No, I think, initially when, we kind of came on board, before coming on board, I was very apprehensive about getting associated because of the nature of cuisine. I was not sure that how these pizzas or pasta can be delivered within that time frame. And over the years, I think Swiggy as a partner, but helps in different ways and means. I mean, you get all your product rating, you get to know the various stats about where the brand is doing good, where the brands need an improvement, or the kind of dishes what people are actually appreciating, the kind of menu mix which is actually being popular. So initially all this data was not easily available. You could not. Now actually, if you really ask me, menu engineering has been very easy now because you have all the stats available. But now, since everything is automated, you can always rely on the data. We get all these stats, which is really wonderful to see that, okay, people are liking this combination of pastas, for instance. We know on the hand that, okay, this is what people like now, this is what people don't like. So if you want to change, you change it overnight, right? You know that this is what is not selling. You don't have to wait for months to get those kind of information and inputs. So when we opened this outlet, already ITPL was servicing this entire area, and that was only happening through Swiggy because obviously due to the reach. And when we opened here, from the very first day we started getting that mileage. We didn't have to wait for customers to get awareness what is this pasta set, because they are already been used the product. They've already ordered from the outlet. So that is how the things have changed.
Very nice. So now 6 outlets, great brand in Bangalore. What's in the future?
So now we are adding up 2 more outlet in Bangalore. And we are also expanding now Delhi NCR market. So
Very nice.
we are looking at the first outlet to be launched sometime in September 2024, and then we are going to focus in that market to kind of take this project forward in that area. Having said that, Bangalore will still be our home ground, and we will keep on adding up more and more outlet within Bangalore city. But the idea is to become a pan-India player.
In your journey, you're thinking of starting some other business, then you started, helping setting this up, expanding. You built a strong brand. Is there any 2 or 3 learnings that you want to share with budding entrepreneurs in the hotel industry, in your long experience?
To be very honest, I'm still learning. As you said, I have not come from the train, but if I have to give advice to the this entrepreneurs who wants to start or who have just started, I think the very important aspect of the business, get your product right first, because that is the reason why customer comes to your place. Now to get this thing right, you need a team. So if you have your people, actually they are the one who makes and breaks. So I always say to my team also that we have one coin, and fortunately or unfortunately, both sides of the coin is people. One side is your customer, one side is the team. And if there's any imbalance there, the businesses cannot sustain.
So, which is your fastest moving product, and which is your personal favorite product on the menu?
In cream sauce, we have a item called Milano Crema, which is I think the all-time favorite in the menu, which obviously consists pepper and mushrooms with a nice creamy texture. You can have it anytime. Personally, for me, to be very honest, I have tried so many dishes at the initial stage that for many years, for the reason, I'm only sticking to a plain spaghetti with some chili. So my entire team knows if I order, that is the pasta. The aglio peperoncino is the pasta which I always. I just have to there get my pasta, and they get it exactly
The way you want it.
That is what with mushroom, with broccoli, and that's it. It is not there in the menu. So it's been customized for me, but that is what I love the most.
Well, thanks Manish for your time, and I wish Associate all the very success.
Thank you, Manoj. It was wonderful, to be a part of this conversation, and looking forward for the conversations in future. Thank you very much.